Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today. There's been a lot of incidents up and down the country since we've started to ease our way out of lockdown in the UK. For the last 2 months, the UK has been on strict conditions to not leave the house for only essential reasons. And millions of people were put out of work due to this. And as we're seeing more and more people take to the streets now, we're seeing more incidents of violence taking part in the cities. And the latest spate of violent incidents in Birmingham has resulted in a 15-year-old boy being stabbed in the Marston Green area. This is the third stabbing in Marston Green that I've covered during lockdown in the last 2 months. 2 teenagers, 14 and 15, it reports on Birmingham Live, have been arrested for affray and remain in police custody today. A West Midlands police officer said they arrested 2 teenagers after being called to reports of disorder in Moorend Avenue in Marston Green just after 6:30 yesterday. It is understood a 15-year-old boy suffered 2 stab wounds and was taken to hospital for treatment, and his injuries are not thought to be life-threatening. A second youth was also reported injured but refused treatment, so that's 2 stabbings, but because they didn't take him to hospital, the paper's only going to report 1. 2 teenagers aged 15 and 14 were arrested for affray, so that's not even a stabbing, that's actually just taking part in a group fight. They sent an ambulance, a paramedic and a basics team as well. I'm not sure what that is. That may be due to COVID-19. On arrival, a man received a serious stabbing injury. So they're talking about a man now, but before there was talking about children. So I'm so confused what's going on here. They're not very clear with the articles and the news as they're putting it out, how many people are actually involved, because some people are not going to hospitals, some people are. They said they arrived at the scene, the ambulance did, and then they took a man to hospital suffering stab injuries. The road was closed off last night after the emergency services dealt with the incident, and they've been going door to door to try to get information about this incident to try to make a prosecution. Affray will just be, like I said, a group fight. So initially nobody has been arrested for the actual stabbing. And I've been covering this throughout the whole lockdown period. And yesterday I was contacted by Matthew Norford from Manchester. Big up to him and thank you for actually talking about the channel in his interview on Channel 5 News yesterday. When he was asked about gang violence and also people being involved in crime still being occurring throughout lockdown, he mentioned that the channel covers a lot of these things and also speaks on subjects that are not very often highlighted in mainstream media. His foundation is a group called One Message. They work with children to intervene with children they think may be involved in county lines to try to put them onto a different path. I think this is a brilliant thing to be doing, especially up in Manchester, and I'd definitely like to help support anybody doing that in Birmingham. So feel free to contact me and we can figure out ways to support you guys to show the kids different things they can get involved in, that they can make money but while being young as well, that is legal and doesn't result in going to prison or potentially death.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been 24 hours, but I worry that gang stuff's going to increase when people get back on the streets and they want to regain their territory. I mean, do you believe any of that sort of stuff?
If you follow... and I know what might be saying, Scarcity Studios is on YouTube as a channel. He covers the normal news that the mainstream media don't cover. And there's been like 5 shootings in 2 weeks in Birmingham. There's been shootings in London. There's been robberies. So it is happening. So just because the news ain't promoting it.
So special thank you to Matthew Norford for mentioning us in the news, and we'll be featuring him on the channel very soon as well. I'm probably going to get him on the podcast for a chat as well to learn about his story and also what he's doing up in Manchester. And due to the amount of police brutality cases I've been covering recently, it's good to see some support. So I'm definitely going to just keep doing what I'm doing. There's no reason to not. Because I'm seeing the effect in the community. People are really appreciating what is going on and what we are doing. And I'm seeing people being able to have these conversations, and it's making a difference. In one day in Coventry, there was 2 murders and several stabbings, 2 of them resulting in death. Detectives launched a murder investigation on the 1st of June when they were called to reports of a man injured at 10:10 on the evening. He was 18 years old and he was murdered in Willenhall area. An 18-year-old woman has been arrested on suspicion of murder and currently in custody, and they're not looking for anyone else, so they believe this is a domestic incident. I did receive word from people in the area, friends of people involved, that this actually was a domestic where there was violence on both sides, allegedly. So rest in peace to the young man that has lost his life, and it's not very often that there's documented where women are violent to the male in the relationship, but it does happen. It's not as documented in live in media, but it's definitely an issue, and you do need to be aware of it. So if you are in a violent relationship and you are a man, please take note that this is a consequence that can happen. The second murder that happened in Coventry was of a 57-year-old man on Eden Street at around 7:30. A 54-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of murder and is currently in custody. The police said that a man has sadly lost his life and they are doing all they can to find out what happened. But of course, there's no real details on the subject, how he died, if he was stabbed or shot. But they definitely believe that it wasn't natural causes. And in Birmingham and London, we've seen a lot of incidents involving a lot of police officers having to attend different incidents in parks due to large groups gathering. With the government lessening the lockdown rules, people are allowed out, but enforcing social distancing. A fight occurred in Hampstead Heath Park that involved up to 100 people. Police could be seen dispersing groups and this got out of hand. I've seen no coverage on this. I've received footage from people, subscribers. I really do appreciate everything you send me as well. So please continue to send us videos via social media or via the email and also Facebook as well. And this follows on from the triple stabbing that occurred in Hyde Park as well during the first week of coming out of lockdown. Another violent incident that occurred in Birmingham was a fight in Cannon Hill Park where a boy was seen being brutally attacked by several other teenagers. He was hit with bats and bars and also a bike as well at one point. This shows that the tensions with people appearing in big groups and also alcohol being consumed is having a bit of a detrimental effect on things. And with all the protests going on at the moment for anti-racism in the UK and across the world following the death of George Floyd and a lot of other people in police custody over the years, this is definitely not the behaviour that we want to be seeing. We want to be seeing the bigger picture. So be going out, participating in any community things that you can do to help people during this time and not fighting and partying preferably. And in northwest London, in the Halsden area, there's been a massive party. Nearly 1,000 people came to a block party on Church Road. This had a lot of different people there. There was a lot of rappers there. Nines was seen there and various other people. The whole area was cordoned off by police. I was contacted by reporters that showed me that the way the layout was. It was down from Dixon Way all the way up the street, so the whole area was cordoned off. The party went on till about 2 a.m. There was actually not a lot of disruption. There was only one arrest that I'm aware of, and there was a helicopter out until 4 a.m. that received a lot of complaints from neighbours. But in relation to the actual party, it's been a long time. People have wanted to come out, but of course, with lockdown, coronavirus still actually an issue, some people were worried online and expressed that they didn't think that this was a good idea. So I really want to hear what people have to say on the few stories that I've covered so far today. We've got loads of news to get through, so be expecting some more notifications, and don't forget to turn your notifications on as well. And I'll be back again shortly with some more news. Peace.
She's not allowed to. Why not?